men overextend themselves too often,
Yes.
and they also leave themselves dry. So they have to find that fine balance.
You're so right, young man. I'm gonna tell you why you're right. I teach the same thing I said. Talk to my son about it, and I explain. I try to raise my boys strong men, and I said this to my son. He said exactly what you said in a different way. He said, "Dad, I'm being the gentleman that you taught me to be." He said, "But those kind of women ain't out there." Mm.
They
He
are.
said, "Dad, they." I mean, he got somebody nice. This is years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Well, he's 37 now, 35. So he said, but when he was 29, 28, but again, that's why I was saying, majority. Not, I don't know about you ladies, but the majority, most women and men, you're going through your journey in life.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
why what
That's
you
why
said
your
It's
20s
survival
is your
mode.
journey. Yeah,
I
like
laugh.
what
I use that
your
because
journey.
I like older men.
Okay,
Not for any reason, just because my experience with them. I know that the quote unquote around is like sugar daddy, this and
right,
that.
right.
But I'm a hustler.
Okay,
I like game,
yeah,
and game is sold, not told.
that's right. I like you.
So for
You're
me,
gonna be cold in 30 years, girl. I can't
So-
wait.
for me,
I know, like,
he's not physically selling it to you, but being in that relationship with him, whether it works or not, you left with something.
That's right.
So I be like,
That's right.
they be like, oh, I'm sorry we broke up. I'm not. You made me better for the next
That's
man.
so true,
So
honey.
now I can take those things when I go into this relationship
Yep.
and I say, so when I do date a certain age of a man,
He gonna love you.
he's like,
who the fuck taught what?
who taught you this? Who taught you
Exactly.
that? I still have my childish behaviors, of
Yeah.
course, because I'm still
young, right?
But I do have those core values of things of saying, okay, I want us to build so I could be solid with you. Okay, well, if you're already
See,
rich, teach me how to get.
that's
You got
right,
$1 million in your
that's
account. I
right.
want one too.
That's
And teach
right.
me how to keep it because I keep fucking it up.
Right.
You
That's so
understand what I'm
true.
saying? So I just think like,
Because when I date certain women
yeah,
and be gorgeous, right?
Yeah.
And I say, who the fuck dated you? That they didn't give you no game.
right.
Like it drives me fucking insane.
Right.
Like niggas don't move that fucking way. So niggas was dating pretty women just to
To
fuck.
keep them stupid.
Yeah, to keep them so they wasn't giving them game to
No.
survive.
No, they wasn't.
Because I used to tell people, you got to be 50 years old to fuck with me. So it got to the point I said, trying to fuck with me is trying to get into Harvard. Everybody ain't gonna get accepted. It comes down to that. Because I know some of the most gorgeous women in the world, but they don't know how to roll with a
Well,
man.
see, me and
and here's
Alan,
I'm sorry to
coachable,
yeah.
coachable.
And here's the rule to life, and I wish this is important. See, throughout history, men have always been taught how to treat a woman, but nobody has taught women how to really treat a man.
And the man you with, he needs to help you do that.
Yes, and it has to be that balance that men have to take that time. But what I hate where the world is going, not for all men, because when I do meet certain women, they've come out of relationships where the man was, again, habitual liar, narcissist, abusive.
Mhm.
And now instead of you loving this girl, you got to be a therapist. Now you got to motivate her, get her life, let her know that there's somebody who can love you and somebody will treat you right. But then she has to know the bounds. If I talk about this too much, I'm gonna run him away based on where you are in your life. Because I'll sit there and talk to a young lady, but where I'm at in my world now, I've been through all those levels of that dating, that level of dating. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. I just want peace.
Yeah.
But that's how come I will always sit here with you young, beautiful people. And if you're going the wrong way, I would say, hey, you're going the wrong way. But every one of y'all are just phenomenal. And I praise Almighty God that I can get another 40 summers. You see, I was 30 at first.
Yeah.
I had another 10, another day of
Let's make
10
it
on that.
50 while you
Yeah,
at
you know
it.
what I'm saying? Give me another 40 summers in this motherfucker, yo. But the way I'm going, I should be okay.
At the rate you're going, you all right, man. You look like you my age.
Right.
I think society has taught women, it's because they look good. That yes, life is gonna be easier. Yeah, to a certain extent.
To a certain
But
extent.
you're supposed to take that pretty and turn it into profit.
Yeah, because here's the thing: when you get older, what you start realizing is not how well you live; it's how well you die.
Mm-hmm.
And one day the beauty is gone, and one thing you don't want to be old and broke.
Yep.
Trust me, you don't want to be old and broke.
No,
and
it's not fun.
That's a horrible feeling for it. I'm thank God I'm blessed, but I teach people that because I want them to stay on their game because I don't want you to be in a crisis at a young age. So that's why I teach people how to get a free LLC, a free EIN, how to fill out paperwork in my stand up. So now what I'm doing now, my stand up, I'm also showing, not only am I talking about how you get the money, now I'm teaching you about health so you can stay alive long to enjoy the money. Because there's so many young black men dying because they don't know
You don't go to
their
the
numbers. They
doctor.
don't go to their doctor. When I did an interview in LA last week, the gentleman that was on the show with me hadn't been to the doctor in 10 years.
Yeah, because they
I
think
said,
if
what
if
the
it don't
fuck?
feel weird and it don't itch and it don't this,
Yeah,
I'm
you
fine.
gotta
I
go
don't
to the
need to go to the doctor.
doctor.
But it's women too.
Yes.
I'm around. I have a group called
I'm
Top
glad
20.
you said that. Okay,
I have
so
a
yeah.
group called Top 20 NYC. It's about 31 girls, right?
Yeah.
And they're all about 5 years younger than me.
Okay.
And I'm talking the conversations that we have is I don't limit it. I talk about hygiene.
Yes.
I talk about proper etiquette. I talk about how to move in a room. I talk about how to keep a man that want to be kept. I
Right.
talk about how to get the bag. I talk
That's
about
good,
how to
huh?
turn being in a room into something productive.
Yes.
You know, all of these things. So, but the main thing is the health, the going to the doctor. Just because you like him, don't do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just because there's a lot of stuff going on out here, and health is not the first topic. It's getting the bag. So you forget about the health part because you're getting the bag.
Yep.
It's media.
And as you get older, believe it or not, anything after 40, I think that man and woman should go to the doctor to get tested for everything, right? But not just for diseases,
For everything.
for strokes, for if you about that, do you
Everything.
have high cholesterol, high blood pressure? Because
but
you
that
can marry
means
someone that you love and they die next
Yeah.
motherfucking month.
But this is where it comes into play where men, you know, they talk about the gold diggers, they talk about this, they talk about that, but you're choosing these women. You're not choosing the women like, yeah, it's okay for her to be a go-getter, a hustler, want the bag, want this lifestyle. But what is she doing to what's the word I want to use, to the household? Is she making sure you eating the right food so you can continue making that hard-earned money?
Here's
Is she
what I've
making sure you're
seen.
healthy? When she's going to the gym to stay fine, so-called, just in case you leave her, right? She's making sure you coming with her.
Right. Here's what I've seen in my lifetime. I've seen women who knew their opportunity, but what men have a problem with, the women that they really want, that woman is not in the room. See, you pick from your environment. So if you're not there, a man is only going to pick for what he sees. And if that educated girl or that girl who really got her shit together is not in the room, then you don't have a chance. So most women who are in the club, no disrespect, are usually women who may just have a regular job or maybe not be working or got that bad one pair of jeans and that got the bad shoes on and she coming that motherfucker looking amazing.
Where
And
she
you
going?
go,
On the
I
mattress.
got to get this bitch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then one thing happens and sometimes you really grow to like them,
Yeah.
right? So
The worst.
what in essence, to make a long story short, all type of relationships have to be like the Rubik's Cube. You know how difficult it's to put those colors together?
It is. Almost
That's
impossible.
almost impossible. That's relationships.
I feel like women should be very transparent in the beginning.
Explain.
I'm meaning like I hate to use myself as an example, but I like to use my experiences as teachings. You know,
Okay.
when I'm dating and I first meet a man, I like to tell him up front what he getting himself into.
Okay, explain.
So if I'm not on the highest of pedals and I'm broke right now and I'm trying, listen, I don't have money. You know what I'm saying? I have opportunities and I got resources and I use them motherfuckers like they water.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so that may look like I'm wealthy. That may look like I'm super educated
I
or
respect
whatever.
that.
the
I
case
respect
may be.
that.
But
And
I
it gives
don't-
him a choice
It gives him a choice.
if he wants to be involved with that.
Right.
Depending on where he is in his life.
Depending on where he is in his life, because now it allots me a bigger leverage. Because now once he says, okay, I'm cool with the fact that you don't have this and have this. Now, what are you trying to, like you asked me, it's like, what are your goals with this? What are you really
Right.
trying to go with it?
Right.
Because if I can't help you get there, then I'm going to stop right now.
You know, also what that really does is just most men don't ever get that. So whenever a woman is being transparent, especially at the door, you establish trust immediately.
And it can also intimidate him too.
Yeah, well,
Right? Am I right? You go, oh
100%.
no, this bitch too real for me.
Yeah,
You know, you'd be surprised what things can trigger a guy.
Right, it's a gift and a curse.
But my thing, and this is just the way I always went about life. If being real and being honest pushed you away, I didn't want you here. And I think that that's also a great way to kind of weed people out, because I'm not saying that they would, because they probably still, if you were to lighten up, they probably still could rock with you and then maybe even do more for you somewhere down the line. But if somebody, you already we talked about intentions, right?
Mm-hmm.
I already know that right now you have zero intentions with me if I'm up front, open, honest, and raw, and you run away from it or you push it to the side.
Okay.
You know, your
Okay.
intentions have shown me maybe they could have grown to something potentially, but as of right now, it's not that. I wanted to touch on one thing that you had mentioned,
Mhm.
and I think that this was my mother raised me this way,
Okay.
so it's a little bit different. And my mother always said, you know, never rely. I was great at sports, so never rely on your athletics and never rely on your popularity.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, I was a kid who wanted to study. I needed to build my brain.
Awesome.
Right. And I think that women are not getting that advice to not rely on your looks and not rely
like
on your
that.
popularity because it will fade. One of the two,
That's
if not
right.
both.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens is, yeah, you might have got a couple resources, but you never gain the skill set to utilize them.
That's so true.
I agree. Rico, I never agree with you.
That is so
Today,
true.
I agree with you. And you
Yeah,
know
he's
what?
right on point.
I'm going to tell you several reasons why I agree with you. Yes, pretty will get you very far. It will get you in the door. It will get you up. It will get you there. But to stay there, right?
Stay there.
Once you get into that position where you have all these resources and these opportunities coming, right? I'm a woman who a lot of my lifestyle has been luxurious. We outside, we moving, somebody's helping, somebody's hand in hand. And, you know, we just know a lot of people in the right places, in the right rooms, right? But now where I am in my life, I do want to go back to school.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to get an education. Not to say I might not never use it. I might not need it because I'm already in a space in my life.
Here's the reason why you
know
want
what I
the
mean?
education.
But I just want it
When
for
you
myself.
Yes. When you get older and you have an education, and like he said, you know how to control the climate of the room.
Yes.
Intelligence helps with everything,
Mm-hmm.
along with maturity. And if you don't have, sometimes you can get the bag and so ignorant that you lose it all.
It's more than beauty. It's more than looks.
Bingo.
It's more than being pretty.
Yep.
And not to say to neglect those things. Yeah,
Yes.
men are a physical
Use what
creature.
you have to get. But the bottom line is what you said.
Right.
Your bottom line, your foundation
It's not your ass.
is not your ass. Your foundation is have your shit together
Yeah.
by the time you get to a certain
And it's
age.
okay you don't have it together right now.
It's okay.
But the ultimate
It's
goal
okay.
and mind frame
Thank you,
and
sweetheart.
mindset and track you
Yes.
need to be on is that I'm going to
Yeah.
get it right.
Use what you got as bait,
Yeah.
but the goal is
Yeah.
let me get my shit together.
Yeah.
Give an example. When I was coming up, and a lot of my female friends dated drug dealers.
I just was about to, you reading my mind right now?
So when they died or went to prison,
they have shit.
they ain't have. So
Right.
they wasn't saving money.
This-
They were just buying the bag.
Great
They got the
example.
shoes.
Yep.
They got the house that they about to
I
lose.
come
they
from the
gonna
strip
lose
club
it.
world.
Man.
I come from the strip club world. I've danced from the biggest clubs of King of Diamonds
Yes.
to Magic to Atlanta to
Okay,
everything,
respect,
right?
respect.
BMF, everything, right? And so these women that were, I'm not that old, but and when they were dancing, Meech was home.
Yes, I know what
and,
you mean.
and he was giving out, like you talked about, houses and all that
Right.
stuff like that. And there's a very few women who still have those houses, who invested that money, but you're making 20 grand at 3 nights a week. And you mean to tell me you still don't have shit? Now,
Ain't
stripper
that
money's
something?
fast. I'd have blew through. I'd have made 40 grand in a month. I'd have made 20 grand in a month. I can't even tell you where I pissed it at.
Right.
But the ultimate goal is like, you got it. It's coming. You getting these opportunities. Do the right thing with it. But that comes with growth. And it comes
right.
with fucking up. And it comes with maybe sleeping in the car for a few months and say, I don't like how this feels.
Or remember I said earlier, if you got OG in your ear,
Yes.
whether a woman or a man,
Mentors.
a mentor, let's call him a mentor.
Yeah.
If you got that deal, that's why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to tell you guys and ladies how it's supposed to be. And if you listen, it will save you years off your grind. Because it's all a grind.
Yeah.
But it will save you years off your grind. And that's what OGs and mentors are for. To make sure you don't have to sleep in your car.
Mm-hmm.
To make sure that when you get the bag, respect that motherfucking dollar.
But-
and you ain't got to have every pair
But the
of shoes.
truth is, some people may have to sleep in that car too. They may, like,
no,
you know how
it's
your
all right.
parents tell you, don't touch the stove because
That's
it's
what I'm
hot,
trying to say.
right?
Yep.
You have to sometimes touch that stove.
Sometimes
to
you learn
know
that way.
It leaves the scab and
Yes.
it hurts, and not to do it
And
again.
that's the hard part,
Yeah.
right? That's the hard part when you gave somebody the game
and they don't use it.
and they don't
That's
use
all the
it.
time.
Man,
More often than not.
Yes.
You know?
A couple of questions.
So, in your experience, OG,
Mm-hmm.
right? What do you see the difference in between people's longevities and success and lifestyles and things of that sort between having short short-term relationships and long-term relationships? Like, do you feel like, one's more successful than the other, or?
Here's my couple examples. I'm gonna laugh. First, with me, I never wanted to be a player. I was a guy. My intentions were strong when I met a woman, but my mindset was so far in advance, it scared the females. So I always said, let me have somebody else to take pressure off the woman that I really wanted to be with. So that trickled down because I was just ahead. I was dating maybe 8, 9 years younger than me. So it's a big difference in the mindset. So you get older, and Terry Crews, the actor.
You remind me of him.
Terry Crews used to be my best motherfucking friend. He came out from Flint, Michigan.
I would pay to be at that dinner.
Yeah,
Just
and
one night
we've been
at that
friends.
table.
We've been
I would pay
friends.
to be at that
Yeah, we was
table.
friends for years before he blew up on Fridays. And I used to pay his mortgages to help him with his wife. And out of all the friends I had in this world, I genuinely loved that man. That when our friendship broke up, I felt like I was in a relationship. I felt like I can't believe our friendship is fucked up because I wanted this nigga to be the godfather to my children. My daughter Trinity was being born at that time. And what I saw in his relationship is that he was a true believer of God. And he loved God so much that it was rubbing off on me a little because he knew all my secrets. He was the only person in my life that knew all the crazy shit that the rest of the world don't know. But that was my dude. And whenever he needed something, I made sure he was straight. And so in relationships, what keeps them going to this day? Now remember, in relationships, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. But if you can put on a good act, it could work. So with him, it's religion from what I see. From what I see, it was religion. When you talk about my street homies, my niggas in Chicago, my niggas running through Omaha, Nebraska, when they with they women, and my niggas in Cleveland, they all are paper up and they just love they women. They used to be players, but they love they women to a point. And God is not in this. It's just, I envy them because they truly found someone that they truly love. Because what I always tell people, you have to know who you are. A lot of men get married. A lot of women get married not knowing who they are. So a man is still marrying this woman. Like sometimes when you see these videos and the side bitch come to the wedding, and fucks up the wedding because that man still was tiptoeing, fucking with this other woman. That means you don't know who you are. You really want to fuck with everybody, but you like this girl so much that you just made her happy without saying, no, babe, I'm marrying you.
That goes both ways, even with women?
Yeah. Say it again?
That goes both ways, even with women?
Yeah, it goes both. Everything goes both ways. So when you know who you are, it makes a big difference in the relationship.
I agree.
You got to know who you are. If you know you ain't shit, nigga, keep that to yourself. If you know you really ain't shit, don't bring nobody else in that world.
Right.
Nigga, you know you ain't shit. Like, why would, but people do it.
Yeah,
they know they ain't shit.
Whatever.
And they still
It's selfish.
bring that bullshit into a motherfucker's life.
Bullshit over here.
And it's a domino effect with the women. And once a woman's mind is toxic with the bullshit, she's never saying. So here's the hypocritical man to do. He'll cheat on the girl. This is before they get married. He'll cheat on her. He get caught. Hey, I never really fuck with it. I love you. I love you.
I just did it because you.
No. Let me finish the story. I love you. I love you. And then marry the person you cheated on for that person to suffer for the rest of their fucking life. That's
Meaning the man
self-inflicting
that he cheated
pain.
on the woman and still married her, knowing that he wasn't fully satisfied with her.
Knowing that for the rest of her life, or vice versa, you're going to be in pain every time that person walk out the door.
So people don't truly
You
forgive.
think so? So you never.
listen to me.
So that means that you never got over the cheating.
No one never get. You
So nobody
pretend.
can forgive. So no matter
Yeah.
what, we're human. and certain
You
things we just-
pretend that you forgive. But you see, a woman would cheat, a nigga cheat, and he want the girl to forgive him. But you let a nigga who love his woman find out that his girl sucked the nigga balls.
That went too far, OG.
No, let me finish.
She could just have had sex.
Yeah, no. I'm going because when you're having sex, dick is getting sucked. I'm just sorry. I hate when men say, everything you having sex, you having a ball. So here's what niggas do. Niggas will find out the girl fuck, and first thing you say, "Did you suck his fucking dick?" They don't care about nothing else. Did you suck it? And then the girl's like, "No, I didn't suck it." So a nigga, he'll hound. They'll stay together, but he'll hound her for 20 years. And then one day, watch the story. Now, watch this now. Watch this. Now it's 20 years later, 40 years later, and out of nowhere they think they real. She think he real comfortable. He love me. He ain't going nowhere. And she say, "Listen, babe. Did you suck Akbar dick back in 2008?
Is he gonna bring it up?
And then she gonna be like, baby, yes I did. Bitch, I knew you was a hoe. I fucking knew you was a fucking hoe, bitch. I'm gonna tell the kids. You know what I'm saying? That's I'm gonna tell the fucking kids you ain't shit. They was in love for 20 years. But she gave in and told that nigga she sucked Akbar's dick.
A wise man just told. Damn.
Women keep your secrets.
Myself, but I'm just so transparent, and I like to live like that way. You know, I'm not saying I haven't done my dirt in my life, right? But that's why you just take that shit to your grave.
And I'm gonna tell you a story. I tell people this.
That was the story 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That better be a story 25 years from now.